Do people have the right to die? I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, and I haven't been able to pull myself together enough to make it, but I'm going to try. So those of you who have followed me for a while know that about a month ago, I didn't post any videos for about a week. My oldest brother ended up with lung cancer, and it spread to his brain, and he was on hospice, so I had to travel out of state to go be with him. I ended up getting there pretty late, around 9 p.m., and I was in the room with them. And at that point, his pain was being managed. His brain had quite a few tumors, the doctor said, and so he couldn't talk, couldn't communicate. He opened his eyes and, looked at me. And I just, was holding his hand and, trying to comfort him. And about 3 in the morning, he had what was called breakthrough pain, which is something that I had never heard of before. It's where that no matter how much drugs they gave him or how many different combinations they gave him, the pain just kept coming through. And I didn't realize that the human body could do that. It was probably one of the worst things that I had ever seen. And he was reaching up and pulling large chunks of his hair out and scraping his face because the pain was so immense. And they would come in and they would give him drugs, and it would calm him for about 5 minutes, and then it would go right back into it. And then at one point, he was kind of thrashing. They had him on anti-seizure medicine to try to keep his body calm. And he had stood up, grabbed my hand, and I grabbed his hand, and he just stared into my eyes, and I stared into his eyes. And the sounds that were coming out, I can't even explain. It was just pure suffering. And this went on for the next 4 hours. And so after this whole experience, and now unfortunately, my older sister is now in the hospital with lung cancer. So it's just being piled on. But this whole experience has got me thinking that there needs to be, in this country, a federal law that allows people to die with dignity. Nobody should have to experience that. Nobody should have to go through that. The doctors in that state should have been allowed just to give him enough medicine to end all of that. And I think if you have family members who are older or have diagnoses that are a terminal, I think that this is something that you should be thinking about and pushing, because I didn't give it a lot of thought until this experience, but there needs to be something done, because that is not humane. Allowing somebody to have breakthrough pain like that and that kind of torment it's unbelievable. And until you experience it firsthand, you kind of don't think about it. But seeing that and witnessing that has brought a whole new level of understanding that people should be allowed to make that choice, or the family should be allowed to make that choice if that person's not competent anymore, but we know what the end result's going to be. And so this is just something I wanted to share with you guys and let you think about. Maybe you haven't ever thought about it before, but you have parents or grandparents, or you're getting older. And it definitely solidified my position on that everybody should have the right to die with dignity. Like 5 years ago, I was able to buy my older brother, because he's a musician like me, a guitar for his birthday. And I just got that back yesterday. It was shipped to me, and so kind of brings a little bit of a joy to the heart. And I'm going to record a version of his favorite song for the family, song that he used to love to play all the time, and as a tribute to him. But definitely give this some thought. Look into it, find out about your state. It's worth writing your representative or your senators about. I just wanted to shed light on a very important issue that I think doesn't get talked about, doesn't get looked at enough. Like, share, follow for more. This is Grim with Get the Rant, and I'll see you in the next video.